Hello everyone, welcome to Code with Adibe. Today we're going to be learning about learning the basics of object-oriented programming. Now, to me now, if you ask me what object-oriented programming, I would say it's just a simple way to it is a way to organize your code, like to make your code organized and more neater. Now, let's just jump right in. I hope you guys have created your folder and your file. Now let's make a class. In object oriented, we deal with classes and objects. Now, what's a class? A class is a blueprint for creating something. Let me just sorry, let's do this. Class is a blueprint for creating something. Now, think of a class like this. Like, think of a class as a car design. Like, when you want to create a car, you first need the blueprint of creating that car. You first need what you first need you first need to know how the car will look like. Like, the car would have wheels, the car would have a color, and the car would have an engine, and so forth. But it's not a real car yet. It's just like the blueprint, right? Okay. Now let's like take an example. Now, if I want to create a class, I I type in the class function and the car I'm making, the blueprint of the car I'm making. Now I use my constructor. Now I'm going to explain constructor a little bit later, so you guys just hold on. Just if you are following me with the code, just keep on following me. I'll explain the constructor later. Now, this constructor now passing self. Now the constructor self, so color, um, sorry, how that color equals to, we want the color to be red, and we want the speed of the car to be, let's say, 10. Now here is that here car is the blueprint. It says every car will have a color and a speed. So every car we make will have a color and a speed. So I hope you understand like what the class is. The class is just the blueprint, the idea of how our object will look like, of how the car would look like. So it's just the idea, the design of it. It will have a color, it will have speed, engine, it will have wheels, like just the design of it, the just the design of it, right? Okay, now let's jump right down to objects. Like if you have ever heard of object oriented programming, you need to know what an object is, right? Okay, now an object an object is the actual car made from the blueprints. Like, now the object is actually the car made from the blueprint. It's like the real deal. Like the things that the car that we can drive. Like that's the object. The object is not the blueprint. It's the car made from the blueprints. Now, when you use a class to make a real thing, that if you use a class to make a real thing, that real thing is the object. Like, let's say you have a blueprint of a house. Now if you use that blueprint to make an actual house in object oriented programming in Python, that actual house is called an object. Now let's see an example. Look, you can see this, right? Now I'll make a variable called my class. not a variable, sorry, an object called my class, my car, sorry, my car. Now, car and brackets. Now, this my car is the object because it is gotten from the car blueprints. Now, this car is gotten from the car blueprints. So this my car is the object now. My car is the object. Now, in this my car, I hope you guys understand what an object is now. It is the real, like the actual thing made from the blueprint. Now, this my car is made from the blueprint of car. Now, everything, the speed, the color is now in the actual car, my car. Now, we can note that we can make more than one object. Like, you can have car 2 equals to car. We can have car 3 equals to car, and so forth. Now this is this car 2 and car 3 are separate cars but share the same structure. Like all these cars here, all these objects here are separate cars. Like they are different cars but they share the same design. I hope you guys like are feeling me right now. Like they are the same, like they are different cars. Like I have a different car, different car, different car, but they share the same, structure. Okay. Now, sorry. Just give me 5 seconds. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, oopsie doopsie. Okay. Now, now that we have explained that all these three are the same cars, are separate cars but have the same design, the same structure. Okay, now know that if you hear the term instantiate, just don't let it scare you because like I've been like before I learned object oriented programming, like I've been hearing instantiate, like it was confusing me. Just know that instantiate means to create an object from a class. Like this means they'll be like let's instantiate it. So this means creating an object from a class. This is instantiate. I've instantiated three cars right now. So this means this is instantiate, like creating uh, objects from a class. That's instantiating. Now let's go to let's go to a constructor. Okay, where I hope like we all understood a class, what a class is. Like, let me recap. A class is a blueprint for creating something. It can be a car, it can be anything. It can be a car, it can be a dog, it can be a spaceship, it can be anything like you want to create anything. Now, and we can pass in like we can pass into design, like what a car should have. It could have colors, it could have like the speed, it could have engines. Now, if you want to instantiating means creating an object from the class. If you want to instantiate it, you just write the name of the object and the class add brackets, then you have created an object. And you can make more than one object more than one object from the same class. You can make more than one object from the same class. We have three objects, but they are separate cars, but they have the same structure. So I hope you guys learned all, like, I hope you guys learned what a class is and an object, and I hope you guys learned like something today. Now, but we're not done yet. We're going to do a project. We're going to do a project, but before we do that project, I want to like tell you what a constructor is. So let's take this off and go to constructor. Now, what's a constructor? Okay. Wait, okay, let me put that back. Okay, sorry. Let me put this back because of time. Now, a, a constructor, this is a constructor right here. This. Now, a constructor is a special function in a class that runs automatically whenever you create or instantiate. I hope you know what instantiate means, an object. Now, whenever you create an object, this constructor runs. It runs like whenever you create an object. Let me give you like an example. Like the constructor, like it it runs automatically whenever you create an object. Okay, let's say that like I have instead of cars, sorry, instead of cars, let me do let me create a class instead of cars. I think I've been using cars too much. Let me create a class of the students. Now this student has class, sorry, this student, let's create a constructor. If you want to create a constructor, you put a function def, define a function def, then you put two underscores, underscore init, underscore. This init here means to initialize. It means to set up your object. Like let's set up the object with the right data at the start. Okay, like by initializing the data from the start. Like this just the setup of the data. Now in this we have self, that's the object itself, and we have name and we have age. Because a student has a name and an age. You remember that a class is just the design of like the blueprints, right? Now, sorry, I suppose I'm taking this off. Now, now we can see that we have a name and an age. Now we create we create we create self dot name name self dot age equals to age. Now we can see that let's instantiate an object here. Let's say students one equals to students and Dave. Let's say the student name is David and the age is 16. Now let me explain everything right now. So this 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 constructor here sets up the initial data that it has. Now the initial data it has is a name and an age. Now the whenever a data is passed through in the student class, the this constructor runs automatically to assign the values of the name and age, because we assigned it here. To assign the new values of the name and age, it runs automatically. Now we have David as 16. Now this name is David and the age is 16. Now the constructor runs automatically with the initial data that is provided. Then that's the initial data that is provided. That's how the constructor runs. So I hope like I've cleared this part right now. I hope I've cleared this part right now. Okay, let's see if we can print something out. Sorry, let me see something if it runs. I don't think it will run, but let me see. Okay, it didn't run. Wait, let me see. Print is select. Okay, I can't print an object. Okay, it didn't work, but it's out too. Okay, now I think like I've taught the basics of everything of how I think I like I hope I've like here I just scratched the surface of all object oriented programming. Like it's very broad. We have polymorphism, we have inheritance, like we have a lot to learn in all on object oriented programming, but just like this video is just for this video just teaches you like the basics, like just the foundation of it. Now let's create a project. Now I've been trying to create